Hello, greetings everyone. Today, I hope you're doing the right thing for your body, for your life, for your future. But today I'm here to show you, to tell you about food. You should understand, no joke, you are what you eat. Going into the new year and for the rest of your life, when you put something in your mouth, when you put something in your body, when you drink anything, you need to realize what you're eating or drinking or inserting into your body anyway is what your body's going to use to become you. Some people just don't care. Other people, the smart ones, the ones that are watching this, because I know you care, because you're watching this, you're thinking about it, you understand this, or at least you're trying to come to terms with this fact. It takes some time for some people to really be straight on this, to really look at it and not kid themselves about everything in moderation. When people tell you about everything in moderation, you know that they're just kidding themselves with the little things that they know that they put in their body that are not the good thing. Drugs or whatever. The next video I was going to post and put some real effort into was going to be a video about cooking. A video about what I eat on a regular basis. Because when you're on a diet, you eat the same things over and over and over and over and over again. So as soon as I understood clearly about some specific things to eat and what not to eat, that's exactly what I did. I just stopped eating the stuff that I didn't know was... I just stopped eating the stuff that I knew was not good to eat. And I just only ate the stuff that I did know was good to eat. Now, there's a saying that's going around that they use to dissolve all accountability when people say, "I'm just a human. I'm not perfect." Then, once again, you can know that the person that's telling you this is just screwing around and they're choosing to have a low level of accountability for themselves in their life. So this is something that a lot of people, the ones that want to be soft like this, they eat bread. And bread has been a staple of people that had no other better option of stuff to eat, or even they used to think they were fancy by eating this rather than, hardtack or whatever other stuff that they could eat back in the day. But we live in 2026 and there's far better options to eat than bread. Now, when you pick up something, and we're going to keep this short because the video that I'm going to make is going to go more into depth about the good things, but this is about the bad stuff. Some of them, at least. In general, you could take a pen and paper and write this down. I'll give you a second. Okay, that's a second. Under no circumstances is vegetable oil, added sugars, let's go down the list. Extra salt, sodium, colors, dyes. There's so many things that you don't want to eat. It's more so about, when you're first starting out your diet, it's more so about not eating the bad stuff rather than eating the good stuff, because the good stuff is more simple, obvious. Like fruits, unless it's in some kind of heavy syrup or doused in something, it's always going to be good for you rather than fruit juice, Gatorade. You really have to watch the added sugars on a lot of products. But let's go down the list of this. Enriched flour. So flour is essentially a grain mashed up, and the way that they process it, it removes a lot of the natural vitamins and stuff that would come from it and puts all this other garbage in it. And then because they want to have at least something, it's still not a reasonable amount of vitamins and nutrients. They put some of that in it still, and they call it enriched. So that doesn't really mean anything. But so think about it. When you look at your body, when you flex, when you go for a walk, when you look at your body, nothing about your body says flour. If you can think about it, flour is not a good building block for life. Think about that. What you're eating, is this going to be a good building block for life? So we can go down this list. There's a whole bunch of garbage in it, but in general, see, crushed wheat, yeast, sugar, gluten, soybean oil, buttermilk, salt, monoglycerides, just all this nonsense. This is how long the ingredients list is for just a loaf of bread. that should be your first warning. If there's things on here that you don't even know what it is, if you can't even pronounce it, if it just is bad, like a lot of vegetable oils, it's just going to be bad for you. Salt, it's a risk factor in certain diseases and death. There's just so many things in regular stuff. In the grocery store, 90% of the stuff that you look at is going to be bad for you. Trust me. Now, let's compare it. In general, ready-to-go meals that you just put in the microwave are also going to be just atrocious for you. This is not an advertisement. This is not a recommendation. Look at how long this list of ingredients is. All that stuff. Let's see what's in it. Okay. Brown rice, elbow macaroni. That in and of itself is not bad, because rice is not bad. Rice is good for you, especially if you cook it right. And I myself have eaten it in a pasta-shaped form. So more rice, flour. There's that flour, potato starch. We're just going all down into bad stuff now. Xanthan gum, essentially a filler, salt, more garbage, shredded cheddar cheese. Now, cheese is not necessarily bad for you. It just comes down to the amount and the quality of it. Sometimes you could tell just by the cheese itself that it's more processed, you could say, and cheaper than another type of cheese. But I would recommend anyway, don't just knock down the cheese. Don't just eat a ton of it. So you could just look at it. The more stuff you read, and this is crazy in sodium, by the way, 350 milligrams of sodium, that's a lot of salt. And there's only 11 grams of protein, but that's just per serving. Something that I've always done is I've never counted calories, and I lost a lot of weight. And I'm not necessarily where I want to be physically, but I'm better than what I used to be. And most people, if you look around today in 2026, most people, you don't want to look like they do. Or at least they don't always feel good. Like, this is not the point of this video, but it's just not good to be unhealthy and look bad. If you don't have abs, if you're not close to abs, if you are tired, if you don't feel good within yourself, you should change something about your diet, about your life, about your exercise, about your sleep, about how much water you're drinking, about just your lifestyle. So I don't think that I should go really into this, but basically, once again, it's got a ton of ingredients, and it doesn't have a lot of protein. It has a whole bunch of sodium, a whole bunch of fat, 45% of your daily value of fat. Not that that necessarily means anything, but there's healthy fats and unhealthy fats. And if you look at this, do you think, oh wow, the building blocks of life? Hopefully not. Now, just to give you a little decent comparison, 000 yogurt. If you are into your body, you probably know what 000 yogurt is. Clap for yourself if you are a partaker of 000 yogurt. But essentially, yogurt is a closer thing to a building block of life. If you think about it logically, when you're growing up as a baby, as a kid, you're going to drink some milk. Yogurt in and of itself is not that far from milk. And if you look at the nutrition facts, yes, this does have a decent amount of ingredients. It's not like a small thing, but if you look at the statistics of it, it's got essentially nothing but protein. There's no added sugars, there's not a lot of fat in it, only 3% of your daily value. And if you look at the ingredients, cultured, grade A, ultra-filtered, non-fat milk, water, whey protein concentrate, natural flavors. See, all those things, like if I'm really thinking about it, I can't find one negative ingredient here. This would be able to be endorsed. But this is not the only thing to eat. There's so many other things to eat, but the point is don't just go around and do drugs or eat bread or eat macaroni and cheese or eat whatever. Don't just drink alcohol and think that you're good. You know, don't just drink a whole bunch of Monster Energy or any old nutrition or any old, nutrition bar or anything, because there's a lot of false advertisements. there's a misconception with a lot of stuff that some things are healthy when they're really not. A lot of companies try to put buzzwords like zero sugar or low fat as a way to try to market their thing to people that are trying to be healthy. But the main point is, this is not the main thing where I show you necessarily how I eat, but the main thing is ask yourself three things. For every video, I want you to at least take away three things from me. Is what I'm eating, is it a building block to life? Is it garbage? Is it going to cut me down, or is it going to build me up? Look at the nutrition facts. Does it have any obvious things? A whole bunch of sodium, a whole bunch of fat that you can't say is a good fat, a whole bunch of added sugar, anything. And there's a third one. Kind of forgot it. Is it going to build you up? Is it going to tear you down? Does it have good nutrition facts? And look at the ingredients as to what it is. And this is the last thing, I guess. With whatever you eat, especially if you don't know what's good and what's not good to eat, what you're going to want to do is, after you eat it and before you eat it, ask yourself, how do I feel? You may find yourself, you're full of energy in the beginning of the day, and then you eat donuts. And then you say, wow, I'm tired. It's only 11 o'clock. Why am I so tired? Well, it's because you just ate a whole bunch of garbage. You just ate a whole bunch of sugar. You just ate a whole bunch of flour and stuff that just clogs your body up, makes you run at a lower level. Your body has to process it and try to make you what this thing is that you ate. And if you're made up of sugar and flour and this and that, and it's not really good to build you up, you're going to be tired. You're going to be less energy inside of you because it's being all used to try to sort through this garbage that you ate. If you are at Valentine's and you and your significant other pop a bottle of whatever, let's just say Mike's lemonade. Before you drink this thing, ask yourself, oh, I'm feeling good. I'm having a great day. After you drink that specifically, ask yourself, do you feel better? If you're being honest with yourself, with your body, within yourself, you're not going to be more capable after you drink it. So I'd advise you don't drink it. And don't kid yourself, once again, about, moderation. I can eat a little bit of cookies and cupcakes and chocolates and ice cream and this and that. Don't even waste your time. It's just going to break you down. Soon, I'll show you how I make eggs. It varies from time to time. But I put a lot of healthy things in it, and it's a staple for me. I've been eating this way straight for years. And I'll tell you a little bit of the story before I end about how I'm not perfect. So at one point in my life, I didn't eat really any fats. The most fats that I ate was eggs. I had no nuts, no avocado, nothing like that. I was just eating eggs and fruit and vegetables. And with certain, I forget the word, it's terrible, nutrients, but there's a better word. You basically need a certain mix of fats, carbohydrates, and protein, among other vitamins and nutrients, minerals, to feel your peak at whatever stage you're at, whether you're skinny or whether you're fat or whether you're putting on the pounds of muscle all the time every day or whether you're doing whatever. You're going to need a certain mix to feel your best. And so at this time, I was just eating that stuff. Like I said, the protein and the carbohydrates. I didn't have any fats. So I went through a time where I just felt bad within myself. For whatever reason, I was down in the dumps. And the culmination of it was because I used to eat garbage. I had a feeling inside my body that, wow, if I eat this garbage, I'll feel better. I don't know what it was at the time that drove me to feel that way, but that's just how I felt. And I started eating this garbage, and it was custard, garbage. But I would always ask for a lot of nuts on it. those fats are coming into play there. And every time I would eat this custard, I'm like, oh man, I feel better. What is going on? And I was deep into my fitness journey, just a few years, and I knew that I was cheating myself every time I ate this stuff, but somehow I felt better, even though I knew it didn't make sense. I'm like, I know this is bad, but I somehow feel better when I eat this, and it's not just a mind trick. The mind trick that most people play that, oh, I feel good eating this, so my life is better. It's not. So I realized after some trial and error with the different foods that I was eating, I just started eating nuts, cashews specifically, and not eating the custard, and I felt better. I didn't have that craving anymore inside my body. I didn't feel a lack of anything, and I've been able to eat healthy ever since. So I would advise you, don't eat any pancakes, any bread, any pasta, any kind of dumpling, unless it's made of a very specific type of thing that's really health conscious. I could talk forever, but your diet is so important when it comes to your health journey. What you put in your body ends up being what you are. How much sleep you get ends up being the time that your body gets to recover and recoup itself from the energy that it spent trying to live. What you drink aids in that process. So if you're eating, so if you're drinking Gatorade with a whole bunch of garbage in it, if you're drinking alcohol with poison, if you're drinking water, your body will be able to see the difference in it, and you'll be able to feel the difference in your mind and look at the difference as far as your progress in your body. So 2026, don't cheat yourself, and stay tuned for the video where I show you step by step how I make my eggs a staple in growing your body. I would highly recommend eggs, by the way, no salt. Breathe deep and enjoy life. Peace out.